So hello, and welcome to Woolbuddy. Is everybody, can you hear me? Great, awesome. Cool, yes. So great to see you guys. Let's see. Okay. So let's let everybody in. We'll start. Okay, great. All right, so welcome to Woolbuddy workshop. So this week we are going to work on the T-Rex. Let's do a quick see how many of you joined the workshop 2 weeks ago, the Triceratops. Awesome, great, cool. Okay. So how many of you are the first time in our workshop? Okay, so Penny, do you have questions? You can unmute yourself. Okay, cool. Okay, so in the workshop, if you have any question, you can welcome to unmute yourself. You can just ask me anytime, and so I can show you how this works. Because sometimes I'm just focusing on the project, and I won't be able to see the chart that often. But I will try my best to always look at the chart. So you can type in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. Yeah. So, okay, so I want to make sure you can do the unmute. Okay, great, cool. All right, so awesome. Okay, so let's get started. So just briefly talk about the tool. So today we are going to use the felting needle, the walking mat, and also the material. And you can choose, so I believe all of you got a kit. So inside the kit has many different colors, so you can choose. I would choose one for the major body. I think today I'm going to choose the teal color. I think that's really pretty. But you can welcome to choose any color you like. And yeah. Okay. So are we ready? Okay, awesome. All right. So let's see. Let's do the camera. Okay. All right. So today we are going to work on this guy. So this is a little T-Rex. So, but you can see the T-Rex actually I simplified quite a bit. But you can take the concept and then you can start build your own shape. I encourage you to kind of tweak it and create your own shape as well. But I will show you how to the basics to start. So we can let's check the model first. So the T-Rex has the big head, right? And also very tiny arms and also tail, and we can create legs as well. Simplify. So of my design, I'm trying to simplify them so that way we can easy to finish, and it's
we don't see your
stylized.
Screen.
Okay.
We don't see your screen.
So the first thing we want to do, and also if you are
we're only not familiar
with the process, we also have some video about the intro to needle felting, and also talk about the material and the needle and the tools. So that way you can watch those videos, and we will send I think we'll send you the link to those videos. So if you are in the class last week or you are new this week, doesn't matter. I will start from the very beginning, from the creating the shapes until we finish the project. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you grab the white. So we usually do. Oh wait, hold on. Are we still sharing the? Okay. Let's do this. Share the screen. Okay, so can you see? So what I was talking about the model. So basically T-Rex has a body, has a little tail, and also a head, right? So, and also a little tiny arm, the belly, and also we can put the legs as well. So that will be our the aiming for today. So the first thing, okay, the first thing you want to grab the white material. So the white wool. So we also want to save some for later use. And also though I recommend not make it too big because we want to be able to finish. So we want to be able to finish in this class about 2 hours. And so if you make it too big, it might takes a while to do. Okay, so probably about handful of amount. So this will be the body. And the rule of thumb is you can just roll it up, make it into like a little sleeping bag size shape. And this is probably will be good. We can compare. Okay, so that's a good size. And then first thing you want to do is poke that. So I'll show you again how to start. So that way it'll be easier to fill. So first thing you want to squeeze out the air, right? So squeeze the air. So then this is still a little fluff, and then you can just grab that and then start poking. Just really gentle poke the fiber down. So it's like a sleeping bag. So you want to squeeze out the air. Okay, so just a little bit. We don't have to poke too much. So just hold the shape. And then by the top and the bottom, still a little soft. And then we can poke them in. So I'm poking this direction, so it will shrink it down. And then I can flip and poke that direction. So in this stage, I'm trying to make the basic form to start. So I normally use white wool to start. So I can just focus on the shape. Okay, so now I have this basic shape. So does everybody follow? Okay, great. Great, cool, yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, so this stage, we don't need to poke too much because you can see the model. We will cover in the different colors and also put a lot of feature on top. So here we just want to, they are not falling apart, and that's it. And that's good. Okay, and okay, so the next one, let's do the tail. So grab a small amount and then can roll into a cone like that. And then you can kind of test it out to see if this is the right size. Okay, I think that's good. And then I can, yeah, because when I release my finger, it takes too much air inside, and then I want to redo this again. And then poke the fiber. So you can see this part I leave is a fluff. So then later on, I have enough material to joint. So here we have several options we can do is we can start putting color right away, or we can wait until we have all those the shapes. We have built all the shapes, and then we can start putting the color. So here I want to show you one of the method is just to focus on the shape first. Okay, so you can see here I have this. Here is a felt, but this is still really soft and fluff. And then I can try to open it a little because I need to combine them. So I can just put this here and then poke the fiber down. So now I lock these two pieces together. But one thing I noticed, I don't really like this angle. This is a little sharp. So I want to kind of like this one has a good, nice, smooth going down. What I can do is I can just put some of the material on top of it. Put it here. And then I have this nice transitions. Okay. And also you don't need to make it very smooth yet, because we are going to put a color on top. Okay. So, all right, so now I have the body and the tail. Okay, let's check everybody's. Okay. Great, yeah. Okay, that's great. Sarah, that's cool. Very cool, yeah. All right, that's great. Yeah, so even though they are not very smooth, transitions not very smooth, it's still kind of like there's a gap between a little bit, just so you can try to pull it a little, see if it's falling apart. If it's not, that's totally okay. Because later on we are put in another layer. So we put in another layer, so it will reinforce and make it a lot stronger. Yeah, so here it's just like, okay, how long the tail is, and also the body, the basics to work from here. Okay. And then, so any questions so far? Okay, cool, yeah. So the next part is building the head. And then we can decide, do I want to create like a really big one, or how tall is the body? So let's try it. Here we can kind of think about it, how we're gonna construct this. So first thing we can do, we can kind of prepare our material. So if I want to create a very big head, T-Rex. So this is the same thing. poke the fiber down. So I'll do this really quick because we just do a test. So kind of like create a very rough shape and then see if this looks right. Or it might be big, might need to be bigger. So then I need more material. Yeah, it's good to do some tests to see if you like the proportion. Yeah, so this part, just make another shape like the body, or the first shape we create, kind of like a sleeping bag. Yeah, and later on, once we put more details in, so it will look a lot like the T-Rex. Okay, so just do another quick test to see if this is the right. So you can do is like, so I'm just laid it out here. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Great. So maybe the back of the head, when we combine, then we can add a little more to the back of the head. So you can see here, I put this on top like that, but if you can, so you can do a turn. So this looks like maybe 15 degree, a little bit, so or 30 degree. So when you, so they are not just look straightforward. So they kind of, so if you look at it and they actually turn a little bit, so that gives you a little bit of characters. So kind of look at it sideways. Yeah, but you can do like any angles, no problem. Okay, and then I think I may need more. It's still very soft, so let me work on this a little more. Yeah, to add more, I just grab a thin layer and then lock this in place. And then I go around to wrap this around. And then poke it again. So now I roughly add a little more. And then I need to go in and poke all the surface to make sure they are locked in. And you can use your hand to kind of squeeze them a little to see if this some area still really soft. Then you probably want to put a little more to that area because we need to kind of solid. We don't want like this still really soft. Then when we put the details on top, it will shrink and it will change the shape. Okay, don't have to be perfect, smooth yet, because we are going to put a color too. Okay. And so the next part is to combine. Are we ready for the next part? Or I'll give you guys a little time. So you can see the felting. You kind of break those into different shapes, different parts. So we all, even though it's kind of like a complete, complicated shape, but if you break that down, you will see actually it's all the simpler shape. Okay, Karen say, okay, the T-Rex is about probably 4 inches. 4 inches tall. So like my arm. Yeah, but just if you have enough material, and that will be, you can make it a little taller or shorter, doesn't matter. So my, this one is a little bit taller, and I want to make it very chubby. So I make it very small, very short. So, and a really big head. Okay. So, Kathy, I saw you are, so you are, if you are, I suggest you can take out that little pink part. So that way your needle can go a lot deeper. And also, how many needle you are loading? Are you loading 3 or you're loading 2?
I have 2 in this one.
No, wait, let me see, hold on. Don't hear any audio. Let me check my audio. Okay, now I can
I
hear.
have 2 in this one.
Okay,
Did
great.
you get audio then?
No, so 2 actually better. So the difference is 2 is a lot easier for your hand, and it's very a lot faster. 3 is very strong, so it's good when you combine. Then you can use 3 because it takes a lot of material to put it in, to kind of glue together. But 2 is good. 2, I use normally like this one. I normally use a 2. So it's a very easy, and you feel it's very easy for your hand to smooth. Just poke those in. Okay. So the next steps is to combine, to put this 2 together. But since we are already finished the shape, right? So this is a smooth and this is smooth. I don't have enough material to let them grab together. So what I can do is I can try to separate this. So because I need some kind of soft and a fluff like that. So that way we easy to create a transition. So I don't have to deal with, so you can see if I just straight combine, there's a little gap, little line here. So very hard to get rid of that. And also it will be too easy to separate. So right now here, I'm going to just separate this top a little bit. So kind of pull it out a little bit. So that way I have this very fluff and soft material. And then I can put it on top. You can see this has enough material. And also you can also prepare this a little too as well. So kind of like work with the clay when you combine 2 pieces of clay together, you are using a tool to scorch to make a little rough surface. And also you need some slab to very soft clay and watery clay to kind of act it like glue. So here, this part is also kind of like the glue. Okay, and then I can just put it on top and then start poking. So you can see I'm poking about 45 degrees from the bottom, from the body to the head. So at the angle. And then, so once I have that, go around the body, and then I'm going from poke from the head back to the body as well. So that way, both side fiber will go in. Make it strong. Okay, and once you're done and check your proportion, see if this is the right proportion. Sometimes because when we try to combine, connect, and it actually shifts a little bit. So then you can use your hand to push them back and then poke them. And also sometimes I feel the back of the head doesn't have enough material. You can really easy to fix. It's just grab some extra wool and then put on top and then poke it in. So this is we are into the sculpting process now. So we are checking in the shape and then put a extra fiber to it. And also good to check the consistency. So if your work has all the area is kind of have a similar consistency, similar amount of wool. Okay, so this is the shape so far. I'll put here and I will check on everybody. It's great. Okay, that's good. Laura, that's good. Okay, yeah. Great. Sarah, that's great. Cool, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Carissa is good. Ooh. Okay, yeah, so we have so any questions so far? So if you have question, you can unmute yourself and let me know so I can show you. Okay, I think so far those are the basic. We can really simple, easy to create the shape like that. Sometimes if I want the head is bigger and I can put another layer to make it really big. And because when I put the teeth, it actually shrink a little bit. Okay, so right, next. Okay, so we have the body. And now we can start working on the, okay, so then next part, we have to check a little bit to see. So what do we see here? So we have the head, we have the body, this length, and then the tail. So next one is we are going to put the color. So here I'm going to use this teal color. So kind of walk you through. And so for this T-Rex, you can see has the belly, the chest, the front. So it kind of represent kind of like those lizard, right? Or alligator. So they have like white or bright body. And the back is the color and texture. So but here I'm going to do is create find a very thin layer and then wrap it around. So the first thing I want to do is actually to leave this white area. So like that. So if you can see, this is a so here this part will be the belly, and this is will be the chest. And then also the other side too. It's good to you bring up your work and check to see if okay this is in the right area. Okay, just really rough because we are still editing, still try to figure out what's the shape. And here you can use any color you like. You don't have to go for the teal. And so now I'm just focusing on this front part. And the back part, then poking the back part. So once I have the front, then I can start working on the head. Same thing, same layer. Just cover the head. And also this is a good time if you want to have a thicker, the head is bigger, and you can put a little more of the color as well. So you can see I'm roughly put it in those color. So still very rough, still very soft. And then I can start check the proportion, see if this is a good. Yeah, so once I have those in, then I can start moving to a bigger needle. So like here, I'm using the 6 needle tool, and but the pink needle still works very well. You can still use them. And also when I when I poke those fiber in, put the color in, I also squeeze them a little, because if I keep continue poking that like this will become longer and longer. So that's why I squeeze them in and then poke. So that way we'll still keep the proportion. And also doing this way as well. In this process, sometimes you find this can change the shape. So just have to be aware if this is the shape changing is not what we want, and we might want to add some more or bring the design back. So I think most of the color is in. Now I can really go in to make sure all the area has enough material. And also some of the, like here, the tail has some little blank spot. Still too transparent. And then I can put some extra material and then put them in. Okay, here maybe needs a little more. Okay. I think I got every color in, and also sculpting at the same time. Okay. All right, this is what we have so far. Let me check everybody's work. Okay, great, Kate. Let's go. Yeah. Cassie, that's good. Yeah. Chris, that's good. Yeah, Sarah, that's great. Cool. Yeah, Laura's good. Yeah, any questions so far? And now is a good time to relax a little bit, to kind of move your shoulder, because we've been in this for almost like 40 minutes now. So move your neck, and so move your neck and shoulder. So sometimes we just too focused on our work and forgot to move, and then you've been doing the same movement for a long time, you might get your muscle might get hurt. So be careful. So remember, always remember to kind of move a little bit. So next part. So are we ready to move on to the next part? Yeah, let me wait a little bit. Yeah, because we can still work on this. Because this process, this steps is involve sculpting and also coloring. So right now we are putting the color, and also when we put the color, we also sculpt at the same time. So for example, I want this to has a little back of the head, a little more. So then I just poke the body in a little. So you can see start to create a little bit of dips here, and then give the head is a lot more clear.
Jackie, do you have color on the bottom of your tail?
Yes. Here, but you don't have to. So if we are creating, so if you think about if we create a lizard look, so this actually can be white as well. Okay, so the next part is a little bit tricky. This is involved sculpting to use the same material, same thing, but we need to cut lines. So this is a more of advanced and create a lot more detail, but it's not hard. So we have to think about. So those has some couple of lines going through the body because this is just one big piece, but doesn't have enough of the detail. But you can see this one, it has a one of the line here, and I can create another line here. So kind of like if you look at a lizard or look at alligator, so they have like several parallel lines going through the body. I would say we can just create two because we are on a small project. But if we create a bigger project, we can create more lines. And I would say the first line can be here, and the second line can be here. So we have a bigger body. So for example, and also if you have the color all the way to the tail, then you can chop several of the lines. That also looks really cool too. So let's see the bigger. So this is a bigger one, and you see a little bit hard. You see here has a line here, and then here and here and here. So it has several different lines to kind of show them. So what to do is to use your needle to kind of just poke the line. So if you are using two needles, I do side by side. So doing this and then poke like this. So if you have two needles, I would recommend if you have three needles, take out one needle and just use the two. So that way so it will create a V dip, so like that. And then just keep your needle at the same, so going poke the same line. Okay, see, it's actually not too difficult. Just poke the same line and over. So it will create a dip. So you can see this is a, I'm chopping this line, and then I can start working on the second line here. The beginning probably won't see much, but once you start poking several times, you actually you can start to see the result. So continue poking the same line over and over. Then you will see the middle will pop because we haven't touched them, but the dips will create those lines. Yeah, actually create a lot more details. Yeah, so this part, we can use this to create like alligators, create dragons. Lizards. And you can see the bellies are getting rounder. Okay, so let me check on everybody. Okay, that's good. Okay, great. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, any question? Cool, yeah. So those are the lines. So this we can use. So for example, like if you create a pumpkin, this is the same thing to create those lines. Just on the same poke on the same area. Okay. And now we are going to do is to kind of push this idea a little more. As you see, so lots of time the 3D shapes is not too strong, so we can kind of push this idea to give this our eye a little more details. So for example, you can see this is a smooth line, right? But I really want to see my work has a little little more detail. So I can just grab a small amount and I can put it in here, the connection part, and I can push those in. So now you can see here has a, so we basically I'm trying to do here is to break this, it's too smooth, right? So the straight line. So I'm trying to put more details to it. So this is not just a straight line, it actually go into the belly. Just a little, very subtle. And also this will help to bring the shape. You can see here, and this is a more of the organic shape. Okay. So let me check everybody. Great, yeah, Jeff, that's cool. Yeah, Laura, that's great. I like the very thick body. Looks very strong. Great. Oh, Sarah, that's great. Yeah. So the lines are very clear. Yeah, that's cool. Kate, that's good. Perfect. Yep. So any questions so far? Okay, so share screen. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot to share the screen. So maybe I just lock the screen and then okay, so so how are we doing so far? So we have the body, we actually have complete the most of the shape now. So now we start to create more detailed decorations. One thing we did mention is to create the legs. We can decide if we have enough time to create more detailed legs. But we can start working on the head and the arm. So the next part, we can work on the arm. So we know T-Rex has a very small, tiny arms. So this is actually very simple. So you can use the same material, just create a little tiny little tube like this, and then put it here. So this has a little tiny arm like that. So you can do is more of three-dimensional. Then you can create an arm and then connect, and then it will has a little the more three-dimensional look. Or you can just to create a little tube on top of the body. So the body is a stick to the arms are stick to the body like this one. So this is a more simpler way. But if you want to create a more three-dimensional, so I will do one of each so you can see if you want to do a more three-dimensional, so kind of post them. Okay, so first you want to create a cylinder tube. So you're using the same colors of the body, like that, and then roll this into a little tube. So you can twist it too. So you can do it like this. And then poke the fiber down. I think this one I will do a three-dimensional one first, and then I'll do another one on the straight to the body. So the three-dimensional one, we definitely need to poke more to make sure the shape is locked. And then the base is still okay. So those I keep those as fluff. So then this will be the connect. But this is the hand. So I need to work on this a little more. So I wanted this has a little thicker. So later on I put the cloth on, it's easy. The finger. And then make sure take out poke those extra fiber in, because once we lock this in the body, it will be easy. It will be hard to get rid of those. Okay, here is on the mat, so it's very simple, very easy to just poke those in, because we have a very solid base to let it hold the shape. So if you want to have more details or the shape, you can create here. So I bended this, so this will be more look like that, and then I can test it out, see if this is what I want. Okay. And then I can place this to the area I need. Okay, sorry. Before we put those, I want to create the finger first, the cloth first. So because once if I connect this on top of the body, that will be very hard to put the finger. So because I need something to hold it. Okay, so let's decide what color I want to use. So maybe let's try the dark brown. See if that looks right. Okay, I think dark brown is good. Yeah, or if you want to a lot more contrast, you can use the lighter color as well. So this is the same thing. So create a small piece, small cone. And you can use your hand to reinforce this. So reinforce that, and then you can use your hand to reinforce this. And sometimes the tip is very hard to, so you can see has a lot of fiber sticking out. And you can do is you can use a scissor to trim it, but not cut it in, because this is a small piece, very hard to get rid of, because this doesn't have enough room to let the fiber go in. Okay. So then you can use the scissor to cut it. Right, and then I can place this. So actually I need another one too. So now I have a one. Then we can create another one. So because it's very small, so that's why I'm start using the single needle to help me to create this shape. So if you're working on a mat, especially those are small shapes, make sure after several poke, then you take it out. So your piece won't stick to the mat. And take it out, move to another spot. And also use your hand to reinforce the shape. So now the feels solid, and then I can trim it, the extra. And I can put this on top. And then poke the fiber in. So when you combine two small pieces together, the first thing you want to do is to make sure they are combining together, so they are locked well. So I'm using the single needle and poke very deep to make sure the fiber is all the way in. And then I start to adjust the shape. Yeah, this part just to show you, you can create a lot more details. And especially if you want to go for more accurate design or more realistic design, you have a lots of options you can do. Okay, so after several poking, I found it gets fluff again. And then I can just trim it. So try not to cut into the shape. So just trim the surface, trim the extra fiber out. So if you cut in the surface, it might create a very not organic look. Okay, so now I have this arm, and I can push them in. So this one is a more three-dimensional look, but when I check here, I see this is I lost the shoulder shape. So because this is I don't have enough material here, I can just grab some more material and then put at the shoulder. So this is the one part to create the arm. One way. Another way I show you next is the simpler way. So this is a lot more three-dimensional, and so if you're aiming for that, but what you can do is you can create a very simple one. It still looks really good. It's also raw. The material, and then can roll the material. So just poke a little bit. And we want to make sure they are two similar length. So you can put it side by side. And then place similar area, and then kind of like that. And then poke the fiber in. And just poke straight to the body. So this is a lot easier. And then we can do the same thing for the finger, for the cloth. So I can roll this. And this actually you can work straight on top of the body because they don't need to, you don't need to create three-dimensional shape to hold it. Yeah, most of the time I just do the more of a 2D approach. Okay, so the arms, one is sticking out and one is tapped to the body, to connect to the body. Okay, so let's check everybody. So how are we doing so far? That's great. Jesse, that's cool. Yeah, Keith, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, so we can continue work on. Remember, sometimes when we work on one part, we are changing the shape for other part. So go back to reinforce it or to make it more clear. So for example, when I create the arms, I kind of destroy the line a little bit. And then I just go back and then poke it. It's very cool, yeah. So this is what we have so far. Let me wait a little bit so you guys can catch up. So the next part, we are going to create a head, create the facial expression. So before we do that, I usually prepare the surface a little bit because sometimes I found if the surface is too soft, it might, when I create the teeth, it might change the shape, change the volume, what I'm looking for. So that's why I try to make it a little more solid. Okay. And the one thing really fun to do is to create a nose. So you see they have this little nose here. A little bit hard to see. So see those? And this is actually very simple to do. Okay. So I was decorating, and if you still work on the other part, that's totally fine. I will show you again. So this is actually very simple. You need to create a little bump. So kind of like a little ball. So so grab some material and you roll that into a, so this is also the same way we create the eyeballs, but this is a lot of flat. So create a little felt ball like that and put it in front of the head. So where the nose gonna go, and then just poke the fiber down. So now we have a one, use the same color. So now we have this one bump here. And then we can create a second one. But before we do that, so sometimes this has this line here. So it's now, I want to feel this is a one piece. So what we can do is we can use the same color, a very thin layer. Now separate that, very even, thin layer, and place this. Because we keep underneath is still this felt ball, right? And then I just place thin layer to cover the line, and we just create. So now it feels this is the same on the same shape. Okay. So one, and then I need to have another one. So the same step. Then poke the fiber down. So kind of obvious, a lot like eyeball, but don't worry, we'll fix that. So the same thing happened here. We have this line, and I want to get rid of it. I can just grab a very thin layer, and then on top, and then just poke the fiber down. So now we have these two bumps, and then and we're ready to put details. Okay. So we have these two bumps, and then find the darker color, like I'm here using darker brown, or you can use black as well. Just roll two little felt black balls. I'll roll like that. And then put it in the middle of the bump, and then poke the fiber in. So put it like that, and then poke the fiber down. You actually bring the top of the felt ball we just create, and you actually create a dip. So this actually creates a nice nostril. Okay. So then this is the nose. So any questions so far? Let's check. Yeah, take your time. If you didn't see what the demo, I can show you again. Just let me know. Let's see. So the next part we're going to work on is the teeth. So those are fun. So the idea for the teeth is to We want to create straight on top of the head, but so you can look at this character. So this one has more of a 3-dimensional teeth. So this is a little crazy fish I create. So this has more 3-dimensional, and you can create that. But I would recommend you can do more like this. So those are just straight on top. I think this one is better. You can see it has like a little crazy teeth. So good for the T-Rex. Okay, so I will wait a little bit until everybody's ready. Yeah, any question on the notes? We good? Okay, that's great. Yeah. Cool, yeah. Teresa, that's great. Yeah. So the trick is you look at your characters. So usually when we create character, there's one direction we want to present. So for example, I think this guy, I probably gonna be look like this angle. And then, yeah. And then you can check, oh, if I see the nose, okay. So cool, yeah, the nose is that. So this actually can work on the dinosaur, the dragon, alligator, those creatures. You can use this as their one of the feature. Okay. So the next part is the teeth. The teeth is one of our signature designs. So they are, because when I design the characters, when I create, I think when I the first one I was create sharks. And the sharks, the first one I was create an open mouth. So I cut it and then make the mouth open. And then I start create all those little details, shark teeth. But I found it's very, very difficult. And it didn't tell the story. It didn't show the character. Then I start to think, what should I do to create this? They look like a shark. They look has a lot of teeth, and then I decide, why not just put it outside? So we can put it outside, and it shows it has a lot of teeth, and actually works really well. So it's actually very simple. So use a white material, the white wool. There's several different ways. So first we can create a line so we know where the teeth is gonna start, or we can just go ahead to create teeth. So I will show you both. So for example, sometimes your character is a white against white, right? So it's on top of the white color, and then you create teeth on top of the white color. So it's very hard to see. For example, like here. So you need some of the shadow to actually show the teeth shape. But in this case, or you have the color, so that's totally fine. So, but we can still create a shadow underneath it. So like here, I can lay a dark color. Kind of know this is at where the mouth goes. I kind of exaggerate a little bit. So those will be the shadow underneath the teeth. And then you can see how far this will go. So it might be go to here. So it's a very organic. So kind of you can design what you want. So I kind of just put a little shadow underneath it, and then I can start creating teeth. The teeth, the first one, once you know the first one, then you can just go to create different one. So I like go like up and down, or some 2 ups and 1 down, or 1 up and 2 down. So go in the directions. And so let's create the first one. So you use, you roll a small amount of white wool, and then twist this to create a cone. So I want to like it does a sharp. Right, and then find an area and put this on top like that. And then just poke those in. So I'm here using 2 needle tool, and my needle angle is around the teeth. So now I have this very first one. And then I can go in. And this part is kind of fun. You can create as many as you like. Some really big, some very small. So like here, I want to create a small one. So going down. And then another big one. So this is kind of random. So you can create, it will all looks right. So don't worry about if I need in a certain pattern. So this is a fun part. So that's why the T-Rex looks so crazy. Okay, then put this on top. So one thing I found not to do is right in the middle. So if we have one teeth right in the middle, that looks kind of weird. Because most of the teeth, they are side by side. You can put 3 in the middle, but not one, like big one poking up. So you can see now I have this 2, 3 teeth. And then I can continue create. So they can be very random. Some big ones, some small one. And also, once you put some teeth in it and bring it up and look at it, see if this is right. So I think I need more of orientation here. So yeah, we can do that later. And then I think probably gonna need several, the smaller one. Yeah, just random, they put the teeth. So it's always use your hand to kind of create the basic shape and then put it on top and then just poke it. Okay, so just continue create. So sometimes you can design, so one size all the big one and one size all the smaller one. That also really fun. It kind of give you the facial expression. So he's kind of like smiling or he's kind of look at you in a really interesting way. So, or they can be like very random. Yeah, probably I'm gonna do a one size or the big one size or the smaller one.
How are you making the teeth so fast? I mean, I can't even twirl my yarn that quickly to get it.
The shape. Okay, so yeah, let me show you. Yeah, you don't have to do too quick because I've been create a lot of those teeth, so over and over and over. So a lot of my characters has those teeth. So the easier way is to, so you grab your material and then use your hand to roll this. You can see my hand is trying. You can see this is already has this little cone shape, and then I can twist that. So the quicker way is to, in your hands, already have a similar shape like that. So don't worry about all the fluffiness, doesn't matter, but the main, the key is to have a good amount. And then you can just play this on top, right? So let me move up a little bit. Yeah. So play this on top and then start poking the fiber. How do I say this? So you go around the teeth. So it's not touching the center yet. So go around the teeth because when you poke it, it takes the fiber into the body. So let me show you on here. So let me create a bigger one here. This guy might be more clear. So I can use my hand to create this little cone, the teeth. Like that, and then place this on top, the area I want. Right, so not release the whole thing yet because it's still very soft. And then I start poking at an angle. So because I'm intentionally, I need this side is sharp. So I'm not trying to destroy the shape. And I just go around the angle and to kind of form the teeth shape out. So need a little bit of practice. The first couple is not going to be very, probably not exactly what you want, but put it on and I can help you. So now I only work on this part, right? So here, this teeth has the sharp teeth. And then, but the back part is still soft. And then I can start poking on this angle to push it in. See, I haven't even touched the top yet. It's kind of like I'm chopping this into the shape I need. Yeah, and also you don't have to create so many. You can just create some and it looks right. Okay, great. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's cool, awesome. So some of them, they have some gap. You can put another one, so going down. If it's all going up, you can put some going down. So that will cover the whole area. Yeah, and also you can leave some gap too. Like here, so those are like some empty spots. So some are like next to each other. Some has some empty spot. Yeah. And also you don't have to create so three-dimensional. You can just find a small amount and create a little triangle, and that actually represents the teeth as well. Okay. So any question? Yeah, take your time. So this is the process. I think this is the longest process for all the teeth character, like shark, like alligators. And you can just do the front and the couple, and that looks right too. So like here, I'm creating more of a two-dimensional, so that'll be easier. And then also you still want to roll that into like this shape, right? So small piece like that, and then put on top, and then start poking. But make sure they are going into the direction you need. So I poke at the edge, so not straight to the shape. And then I can sculpt that. One small one, and then I create another big one. here. So you can see when I put this on top, it's still kind of soft, kind of not very perfect shape yet. Then when I use my needle and push them in, it actually sculpt that. Okay, so now I put one more. So the darker line underneath it, the shadow, is kind of like the reference for where the mouth line goes. So if you go around that, it will looks you can see. So this is the line, and then the teeth just go around that up and down, up and down. So that way, give an illusion the mouth is underneath it. And also I found this too is too close and the same size. So this kind of like a big bulky thing here. I want to fix that. So I can make one a little bit smaller. Because sometimes they're too close to each other. So you lost feels like not very clear what's going on here. So I want to put one more here. So I'll show you another way to, if the teeth is not perfectly sharp, there's a one way we can fix that. Okay. So you can see this line is getting too close. So I can grab the darker color we just used and to create a line and then fill it in between. And then you can actually use this technique to fill the teeth in between to actually make it look nicer. Okay, so how are we doing so far? This is the toughest, the hardest part for creating a teeth. So let's check. Yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome, yeah. Yeah, and for example, like here, I kind of lost this a little bit, and I can just grab, because the button is not very clear, it's not pop enough. So I can just grab some of the darker color and put on the bottom, and then just poke the fiber down like that. Yeah, so you can continue doing that, or you can sometimes you can put a little bit of red color too. So this is more of the decorations. Okay, so you don't need to go all the around the face. You can make even smaller, a small amount. It will still look right. So, or just a side, it's okay. It's good too. So if I create it's just one side, it still looks right. So you don't need to go all the way. So that will save you some time and also create a whole new characters because they are looking at the sideways. Then become a part of your character design. Okay, so let me check how's everybody doing. And also, any questions so far? Or do you want, yeah, Brisa, that's great. So let's see, can you show me again a little bit? So some of the part, the teeth, you can see some of them are connecting, right? So some of the big part, so you can poke them, make it smaller. And also you can grab some darker color to go around to make them separate. Yeah, especially the like the in between. So like this teeth too close to each other, and then you grab a darker color to kind of make them jump. So because in the distance you see this is all one part, but if we kind of separate them a little, it looks more teeth. Okay. Cool. Okay, so continue working on the teeth. Yeah, and remember, move your shoulder. Kind of stretch a little bit. Yeah, one time I was at the Comic-Con. Actually, I hurt my back. It's so bad because I've been doing commissions at a table, and I forgot to stretch. And then the last day, I felt, oh, I can't move, so I can't lift my arm. It just hurt so bad. So now I always remind myself when I work for a little bit, probably like 30 minutes, I need to kind of move the shoulder and stretch a little bit. So that way you can work a lot longer. Okay, so any questions so far? How are we doing? Cool, yeah, I like it, Sarah. That's cool. Yeah. Cool, Cassie. That's great. Yeah, the thesis is the hard part. It's the challenging part. So because there are so many, but you can simplify. So sometimes when I create characters, I make several like a really big one and a little bit of small one. Okay. So the next part, yeah, if you don't worry, if you haven't finished all the T's, that's okay, because you can continue making them. So next part is gonna be the eye. And the eye is actually our brain, one of my favorite, the crazy pumpkins. So he got the several different eyes. So we want to find the right spot for the eye. The eye is always very challenging, and because if you put it the wrong spot, it looks really weird. Or this actually is to create a character. So I create those little felt ball with a little cloth pin. Those are actually very handy. If you start creating a lot more, those are fun. But if you don't have it, you can create a small eye, or you can just roll. So let me show you the, you don't have those eyes. What you can do is you can just use your hand to roll the white wall, kind of create a little eyeball. So because we want to test the area where we want to place our the eyes. And then some eyeballs, and then you will see, oh, this is in the right spot. So very rough, don't have to be perfect. I just create like dummies. So the eyeball dummies. Put here. The reason is we want to see, before we commit it to create actual eyes, we want to see where our eye gonna go. So if we put it here, so they look a lot different. So this is more cartoony. And if we put like really separate, it's kind of in certain type of animations. So let me use the. So I think I like this. Just to explore, it's really fun. I found it's really fun. So you can create a lot of different characters this way. So for example, if you put the eyeball very front, so this is a whole another characters, right? Or if you put like they are really separate, this kind of crazy looking, and then you will figure out, oh, this might be good, or and also depend on if he's a serious T-Rex characters, or he's a crazy guy. Yeah, but you can put like a really front. You can see it's a lot different, or you can put a very back. So one of my favorite artists, she's a ceramic artist. So all her character, the eyeball is on the side, and in a side by side. So very fun. So kind of all her work is like that. That becomes her signature design. So he will create a zebra face look like this. Okay, so just play with it. So you can just create like those dummies really quick. So you don't have to create those more intricate eyeballs. Okay, that's great. Already can see the character. So now we just need to put the eyeballs in and find the right spot. So if you're not at this stage, don't worry. I will go back and show you how to create the eyes. So the same thing. Use your hand to find grab a little bit of material, the white, and then I usually use my hand to shape like that, and then put in the middle, and I use my other hand start to capture. So to capture, and then the other side, then I have this little nice felt ball like that. And I can put this on top of the head and then poke the fiber in. So I've just do the base first to make sure it's locked in place. And then I can work on the shape. And normally, once I have all the lock the base, it actually already create a nice shape I need. So now I have one eyeball, and then I can create another one. So maybe here. And also the dots, the pupil, is also very important. Also tell the story. So now I have this two eyeball, and then I can start to think about how it looks, where the characters look at it. So it will make a big difference where it's to place the pupil. So for example, like so this is the front, right? So this is where my character I'm gonna display my character like that. And this will be, especially if you, after you finish your work, you want to take a picture. So if this is the angle, and let's look at your character in the angle you want to do. And then put the little dots to test it. And or you can put a side, because I want to do this first before I actually poke it in. Because once you start poking in and the eyeball start taking the black color, and then if you messed up, you want to fix it, that'll be hard, because then you might want to redo it, because they will take a little the black color, so it's not the eyeball is not going to be very clear. So now I decided, okay, so I want this actually look a little bit of sideways. Or if I do this is really separate. So he's kind of So if you are creating a very crazy character, so he's kind of running around doing crazy things, so you might want to eye is a little sideways. So I think in Moana, the chicken is the eyeball is kind of rolling around because the chicken always do the some crazy thing. So now I find the right spot, I just poke those dots in. Okay, so and that's the eyes. Let's check on everybody, see how we doing. Great. Great, that's great. Laura, that's awesome. I like it. Cool, Cassie, that's cool. Lindsay, wow. I like the arm. Is like
Oh,
a
I
really big
don't
arm.
like mine.
Uh,
Yeah.
who just talking? Yeah, show. You can show me. Laura, that's great. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, Kate is kind of feels like he's ready to hunt. Yeah.
But only with one arm so far.
One arm, yeah, yeah. You can work on the other arm too. Yeah, so some it depends on the design. So they kind of like making this shape. So if you want more T-Rex-ish, they tend to go down like that. Yeah, but it's all okay. It's more of what we want them to be. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. Yeah, T-Rex is a little bit of challenge, but take your time. And once you put the eyes on, it's good. It will all looks right. That's cool. Sarah, that's awesome. That's great. So it has a little bit of cross-eye. I like it. I like the design. He's kind of want to do something. Mm. Okay, so now we have all the basics. So they are there. Then we can start creating some more details. We can create some spikes, right? And those are actually very simple. The spikes in the back, and you can just grab some other colors, and then kind of like the teeth, but it's simpler because the shape is. Hold on, let me share my screen. So because this is still very plain, right? So the back is still very plain. So we can either we can do a flat two-dimensional. So we can just grab small amount and then put it on top and then just poke the fiber down. So have some kind of dots around the body, or we can create more three-dimensional. It's like creating the teeth. So we can roll them and then put them on the back and then poke them in. So I like to use a little bit more of so contrast color, like I'm using the the lighter color for the body. This is a darker olive green. So make it pop. And then you can create as much as you want. And you can create, so randomly create some more spots. But if you like the cleaner color look, then you can leave that as well. So because we don't know if a T-Rex really has a spikes. Yeah, just a couple, and so give some more interesting look. Yeah, so I just create one roll of the spikes, and then I will use more of the two-dimensional to cover it. So kind of like a little pattern on the back. Yeah, the decoration part, you can be very creative. Just what feels right. So just create some patterns. So for more details, it's sometimes this very blank. So not very interested, and then we can create some more dots for it. And you can move around your character. Like here, I found, oh, this is a very blank, very empty. I probably just need a little bit. So those dots can go all the way to the face too. And then you can turn your character around and see if there's any area you want to work on a little bit. You want to create more dots for it. So once you get closer to the shape, to the color, and then sometimes you want to kind of test it out to see if there's anything I can explore. So sometimes when I finish a character, say, oh yeah, this is a kind of even, so right. So if I want to make it like very choppy and short, I can use my hand to squeeze this. It might give you some new idea what's the character gonna look like, or the head is very tall, so you can. This is a fun part to kind of squeeze them, and then you create. So you can see it give you a whole new look. So he's kind of has a very flat face and tall, so it kind of flatten this character. Or I can squeeze them. So, but after you do that, once you have the so if I want to have a very short characters, then I can squeeze that. So then I have you can see this is become another characters. If I like that, and I will, once it's locked, and I will poke to lock that shape. So a lot of time, this is the way I create different characters, make it more unique. Because we tend to into a habit to just create similar shapes. But after that, we can still change it. So like here, I just discovered, okay, maybe I squeeze this way, it create a very thick. So he's not the face is a more flat. So I found that, oh, that's actually an interesting shape. Okay, I think we got all of the parts. One thing we didn't do is the legs. I can show real quick how to do the legs, but it's not required, or you don't have to do that. So it's actually very simple. You can roll a big amount the same color and then put on the side. And then just poke the fiber down. So kind of just create a little felt bolt here. This actually represents the legs. Let's see. So now we have this little bump here, and then the other side also. And also, once you get more familiar with three-dimensional sculpture or creating shapes, you can create a very more realistic look, like a three-dimensional legs as well. But here we were teaching is to create a simpler one. It still looks really well. But if you are doing creating a masterpiece, you want to have more of a three-dimensional or realistic look, and then you can create that. So now I have two, but you see here, if I look at it, so this one is going from here to here, but this is actually too short. So if you, especially if you see them back, so this is too short. So I need a little more. So it's always good to check your work. In a different point of view, and you will find, oh, this is it's not right. I can fix that. So just create a two felt ball, large size felt ball, and then you can sculpt them into the more of the leg shape. So especially look at the back, and it will find. So they look right. And then you can So because here, still not quite there yet, right? So what we can do is we can create the feet. So we have a leg, so we need a feet. And then put just a little bit of one extra material to represent it. So we are simplify here. So we're not trying to do the realistic. So we just simplify. So just one little small piece. You can see here. And then also this part too. So kind of like we are creating small shapes and then building. So like that. And then he's more complete. He has very short legs here. It's very short legs. So he cannot run very fast. And then his head is too big. So that might be one of the, so in the future, if we develop a little character, a little story for him, all those features will also help to tell the story as well. Okay. And yeah, so you can, any questions so far? Yeah, T-Rex is a little bit challenge project. So the Triceratops is compared to Triceratops might be it's a little bit easier. Okay, before we end of the class, I want to. So let's check everybody. How's everybody doing? Good, great. Okay, that's great. Let's see. That's cool. I like they are open arms, kind of like give me a hug. That's great. Cool. Yeah, great. That's great. Okay, so we are also going to do a quick screen grab, but before that, I want to show you our next class. Let's see, where is it? So next class we are going to do is the it's one of my favorite. Oh wait, where is it? So our next class is gonna be in May 7th. It's going to create an R2D2. So it's one of my favorite characters, and it's a lot different than the character than the organic character. Is more mechanic. Yeah, that will be a lot of fun. So we will learn some of the mechanic parts, and also, so I have this bigger size. So we're not going to make this size, but we're going to make a smaller size, but probably bigger than this. And yeah, so it will be a lot of fun. So I hope you can enjoy. Okay, so before we end, so let's check how's everybody doing. Good. Great. All right. Cool. Okay, so before we close the section, I want you all bring your character to the camera so I can take a quick screen grab. And okay, so let me see, how should I do this? Make sure I have a full screen. So yeah, so bring up your, even it's not complete finished, it's totally okay. so we can have a record. All right, so 1, 2, 3. That's very fun. I like it. Sarah and Jeff, they have 2, so they are kind of like, yeah, look at this. Awesome, great. Let me take another one. So, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Cool, yeah. So thank you so much for joining me and joining Woolbuddy's workshop. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, before we close the class, and any questions? So I hope you have fun. So this will be a little bit challenging class, and I hope you enjoy it. And great, I see the ladybug. That's cool. Yeah. So see, once we start going into the more of the details, start taking a lot longer. The simpler. That's why I design characters. I create very simple shapes. So yeah. Cool, yeah, Kate, I like it. Okay, all right. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you see you soon. And let me know what's your and also, so I think it would be very helpful if you can help us to leave a review on Amazon for the dinosaur kit. So that will help us to help the customer, help everybody know this kit is fun to do. Okay, all right. So I hope you enjoy, and I see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.